You know already that I'm a fan of open ear headphones, and the firma Nank sent me their OE Mix open ear headphones. OE stands for open ear headphones, though something that you don't put in your ears, but you can still listen to music or podcasts. Super ideal for office work, super ideal for home office work if you have to hear your wife or kid shouting at you, shouting for you, wanting something from you. Anyway, the Nank OA Mix I have here in my hands, and we want to do a quick unboxing and review. So let's get started. So here we have the packaging, Nank OE Mix, and you can see here behind there are some specifications there as well. Open ear Bluetooth earphones, Nank OE Mix, and the company that is producing it. And they have a nice way of opening it up. You can see they have a little flap there. You can just simply pull it out there, and there it presents to you a nice QR code with the user manual. So you can just simply get this out here. So we have the user manual here in Chinese here, but also I think on the other side maybe even in English, or even like both together. Yeah, both together, Chinese and English together. They're talking about the earbuds and actually the open ear, how they're called, open ear things that we put around your ear. There we see the case, and we see a charging cable. Of course, this is a normal USB-C charging cable that you can expect. And let's see if there's anything special in here. It's just a short little one, like USB-C to USB-A. At one point, maybe they should switch to USB-C to C. And maybe have a longer cable in there, or just like omit the cable and give us wireless charging for the boxes. Anyway, let's try to get it out of here. Oh, it's sticking to the case. I have to use a bit of force to get it out here. The unboxing experience was so pleasant. Even this here worked fine, but this is a pain to get out. Can I get the whole thing out? Nope. Let me quickly get it out here somehow. So now I got it out finally, and yeah, it's wrapped in plastic. Fantastic. Let's get out of here. The case is of course made out of plastic, but it has a little bit of like this rubbery feeling to it. So it's not like slippery plastic, more rubbery feeling. You can see the Nank logo there. We have an LED here. On the back we have the USB charging port. And do we have any button or anything to press here for pairing? Nope, we don't have anything there. We can open it up, and then we see the earbuds there. Probably they have some stickers. Yes, some stickers to protect them so they don't discharge. Let's check out one of those earbuds, or ear hooks actually. So there's the battery part and probably also some Bluetooth connectivity part. We can see the speaker there. We can see the pogo pins for charging. And here we can see the Nank logo, and I think there's a hole maybe also for a microphone somewhere. Either it's here, the hole, maybe there's another hole, there's another hole there. Might be also some music or wind noise reduction or microphone, noise cancelling microphone. Yeah, and the battery probably. So let's put them on and see how they look like. So this is how they will feel like if you put them on your ear. As you can see here, very nicely fitting, very lightweight. I don't even feel them after a few seconds that I have them in my ear. So very, very nicely fitting here. This part is like sitting outside the ear, as you see there. And the other part here is sitting behind the ear. I'm not sure if you can see it even. It's hiding there behind the ear. And it's working quite nicely. No issues there at all, no pressure at all. I can wear them for hours, I would say, without any issues. One interesting thing is when you want to pair them, you just don't have to get them out of you don't have to open up the case where it's like blinking and all this stuff. You had to get them out of the case, and then they are going into pairing mode, and then you can pair them, which is something that took me, I think, a minute longer than it should have. And this is what you then get. And this is how they fit very nicely. Let's talk a little bit about the controls and the sound quality. So let's talk about the controls of those open earbuds. And they're quite interesting. They're quite straightforward. Reminds me a little bit of what Soundbeats also offers here. So you have one tap on the left to lower the volume, one tap on the right to raise the volume. And we have a nice voice assistant that in clear English will tell me if I reach the maximum volume or the minimum volume as well. And then we have a double tap on either side to play pause a song or track. And then we have a few other ones that I have to like read here because I forgot about them. Long pressing on the left one is going to the previous track, and long pressing on the right one is going to the next track, which is nice. So we have volume control, we have next track, previous track, we have play and pause. For most of the people this will be enough, but there's a gaming mode, quadruple tap one of the earbuds, and then you have a gaming mode that you can turn on and off. There's a voice backup as well, triple tap on either of the earbuds, and yeah, this is also possible there. And of course rejecting and calls and getting calls is also possible with them. Otherwise the controls are quite straightforward because it's like sitting so relatively high here in the ear. You get also here every time it detects a tap, you get a nice little confirmation beep, and it helps tremendously with you feeling that the action that you want to do is now really performed. So if I double tap here right now, it only taps one time or only beeps one time. I know, okay, the double tap wasn't recognized, only one tap was recognized for the volume then, so I have to double tap. And then it works. So this is a possibility that I have with them. And also in regards to open earbuds, if I tap, it doesn't hurt my ears at all, which is quite interesting. But sometimes it feels a bit flimsy, and also the recognition of the taps is not as perfect as I would want them to be, but has maybe something to do with my ear, how it's built, and this is like flying around here. And of course, if I tap on here, it is like, you will see that it is of course vibrating a little bit there, so it could be that they have some issues that detecting this. A button perhaps would be easier here, but of course people are known to like having taps there. So yeah, maybe they can improve a little bit there in terms of like the tap detection. Otherwise it's working fine, and I like the controls because everything that you want to do, you can do with those open earbuds here.
So this is an audio test now with the Nank OE Mix. This is now connected to my Honor Magic 6 Pro that has the ability to record via Bluetooth headphones. And this is how it would sound like also on a phone call roughly. Of course, without maybe background noises that are not here right now. It's raining outside. I don't want to go outside right now. I have to take care of my daughter. So this is why, yeah, I'm playing a little bit around with the balloon here. So I think this should be enough for the audio test here. One thing I can tell you is when it comes to connectivity, multi-device connectivity is not possible. Also pulling from another device is not possible here. What you have to do is just disconnect the Nank OE Mix from one device. They will go automatically into pairing mode, and you can connect them to either a device that they were previously connected to, or even another device that they were not connected to yet. So what do you think about this one here? I think the audio quality is passable, but it's not the best.
Otherwise, the connection is fine. Bluetooth 5.4 we have here, so one of the newest Bluetooth versions that you can get. So we have a very fine connection, and with the gaming mode, we can even get under 60 milliseconds of delay, which is super accurate, and something that you probably won't notice. Another thing, apropos notice, is that I noticed that when I was showing you the wear option, I had them wearing like this. And as you can see here, they're comfortable, but they're not really going and firing into my ear canal. So what I noticed is if I press them down a little bit like this, and on the other side as well, we get way better sound quality. And this is something that I noticed immediately, because otherwise you have very less bass there, just and piercing highs there. So you have to wear them like this, where you press them a little bit in there so they can fire into your ear canal. So they're still very comfortable sitting like this, but there's another tip that I have to give to you, because otherwise you might be disappointed because of the sound quality not being good. And believe me, it's a completely different kind of open ear headset if you just don't do it like this. And yeah, talking about the sound, we should talk about the sound right now in a bit more detail. Let's talk about the sound of the open ear mix from Nanka. The sound is pretty good. We have a sound that is very balanced. You usually have like V-shaped kind of sounds, but here the bass is, because of its open ear, not so intense, actually a bit weak, I would say. It has a bit of bass there. If you, like I said, put them correctly on your ear, you will have way more bass, but they have also some spikes in the high there. But this open ear mix is, yeah, it says it is for sports, where I would expect a little bit more bass here. And some other open ear designs have a little bit more bass, at least mid bass, that is, not sub bass and deep rumble bass, because you don't get this with open ear designs simply. But this one is more a mid-centric kind of headphone. So we have very clear mids, vocals especially for music, and highs, where the highs are a bit piercing sometimes as well. That might be irritating for some people. For me it is not so much on all occasions. Sometimes there are some tracks where it is a bit of piercing here and there, but it is still bearable. It is not like, for me, that's totally, I have to throw them out because that's like too piercing in my ears. So it's a very mid-centric kind of headphone that is more used for like lots of songs with vocals in it, chats, of course, podcasts even that are very vocal as well, but also videos. Watching videos with them, you get to know the voice of someone else very clear. You can understand everything very clear. This is where they shine really. This is why I really like them to use for team meetings, Skype meetings, Zoom meetings and so on. So for even phone calls, for such things they are very good. But also for lots of musical and especially like voice optimized songs, like where there are lots and lots of singers singing. Those make a lot of sense, and especially those things a cappella, for example, works fantastically well with those, because they're very mid-centric and you have those voices a bit leaning forward there. And overall the left and right channel is very good done, and you get like this, not, especially because it's open ear, not this like immersive, you're sitting in a room listening to music, but more like open air kind of music listening, which is, I think, pretty cool. You get this immersive kind of feeling, which I really like with open ear designs, but with the missing bit of rumble and sometimes a bit of piercing highs there. Otherwise, very good sound that I like, because it's doing it differently than all the other open ear headphones are doing it right now, that have like too much bass, and especially mid bass become a little bit muddy there. In this, they are not muddy at all. They have a bit of bass, they have a bit of rumble there, a bit of punch, I mean, not rumble, punch in the lower mids, I would say. Higher bass notes a little bit, but this real like kind of warmish, kind of bassy kind of sound is not there, but it's very mid kind of centric and with a little bit elevated highs there as well. I think it's something unique where I like this sound, and it's not fatiguing so much, and it doesn't sound so muddy. This is what I like about those, where I can recommend them for calls, for example, as well. So this is what they sound like. Hopefully you understand my description about the Nanka OE Mix. Now let's talk about the battery life of the Nanka OE Mix. It's quite fantastic, 8 hours charge on both of them, and with the charging case you get another 24 hours, which makes it 36 hours in total, which is simply great, phenomenal. Just like for podcasts, for everyday work, I could wear them all day long, have my Teams calls or Skype calls with them, or whatever calls I use there, without any issues. So top-notch battery life.